didn't stress over you. Put no faith in niggas that always choose. When them blues come around, I had no clue. When they see what you want, they always choose. When you get in your bag, they be hating. I just do it on my own, was tired of waiting. I was drifting in the years, had no patience. When I push down on the gas, ain't no braking. I got shit to lose, I got some people watching me. At the stage where you can't take the plot from me. You was never one of my friends, take away from me. And I ain't never shaking no hands, cause that's fake to me. We just pulled up in the lonely. That bitch is slowly, baby, can you hold me? Why you hold me? Your love, I just owed it. Your love just stole me. You let me get lonely. On my low, I didn't stress over you. Put no faith in niggas that always choose. When them blues come around, I had no clue. When they see what you
What's the
want,
deal?
they choose. What's in my cup? A lot of pain, but it won't run up over here until I ain't. And I can't smoke, but with my brain. So I just deal with all this shit that's on this plane. Ain't no escape for me, shit feel like slavery. Might cop more whites and live that life, sound like more chains to me. Sound like more fame to me, sound like more lanes to me. More goofy niggas, faithful with you, that's gon' hate a G. Man, who gon' ride for me? Man, who gon' slide for me? And that's rhetoric, I'm already here to the fact that it's God for me. Hey. When they see what you want, they always choose.
What's the deal? You already know what it is. Back in this with another video there. Pump out to my young boys. Maybe girls, but nah, today. How y'all feeling? You know, thank you for joining another broadcast, another show, another episode of Born Row. And today, the song, I got a couple of little unreleased little things out there. I might start playing a little bit of tripping, but I might start playing, a couple of tracks at the beginning of a stream, just to raise the energy, get the vibes up before I start, cause I just be jumping right in. We gonna start spicing it up a little bit. I'm gonna play a couple of songs and stuff from they gonna be my songs, my people or my people songs or whatever, because why not? They can't copyright. They can't copyright our stuff, because we made it. That's us. We did that. Shout out to Underground Nation. But we're in here with another video. Jordan Peterson's realization about the Bible. I want to react to this. He was on the Joe Rogan podcast. It was a while ago. This ain't no recent stuff. It was a while ago. He was on the Joe Rogan podcast, and he was talking about the Bible essentially. Joe Rogan gave him the floor to speak about the Bible. So I want to react to this and see what he's talking about on here, and give a few, pause, give an insight. This content is going to be transformative as usual, fair use. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into this. I also want to go into how we need to be moving in these last days and stuff like that. So if you like the video, make sure to like the video, share, subscribe, all of that good stuff, because this is the content that YouTube be trying to hide. This is the content that YouTube try to cancel and pick with you. Free New Breed, by the way. New Breed Global Truth, one of my big inspirations in doing this content creation. They striked his channel recently just for reacting to the the Kanye West situation and his Drink Champ stuff. If you don't know, I took my Kanye Drink Champs video down at the CNN because YouTube, I'm already coming off of a suspension. Oh, I gotta address that for sure. I'm coming off of a suspension, y'all. So essentially, YouTube decided that my video where I was talking about, I was talking about the jab, I was talking about the sting, So that's my fault. I was tripping. They came on me quick with the they came on me quick with the copyright strike, and they came at me quick with the copyright strike. So I was unable to make a video. I was unable to make videos or post on YouTube for the last 7 days, and yeah, I seen your message. I seen your message to react to this, so that's why I reacted to this. I ain't just go to this on my own. I seen your message today earlier, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna watch that. But I just came off of my suspension, and then the day before I came off my suspension, if y'all don't know, they took down my Queen Elizabeth never existed video for what did they take that down for? The same reason they took down my other video. So clearly this channel is under attack, and I just want to put out that disclaimer. I made a video yesterday when I first got released from YouTube jail. I made a video talking about essentially they coming for free thought, with the Kanye interview being taken down, Sneeko being removed from YouTube, Andrew Tate being removed from a lot of social media platforms. So clearly they coming for freedom of speech. They taking down my videos and all of this stuff. They clearly buckling down on free thinkers and those people that they deem as dangerous. So, pray for me and all of that stuff, because it's getting real hard out here. I gotta teeter around the stuff that I say, because YouTube is coming. They coming for people. So I took my video down from yesterday reacting to the Kanye West Drink Champs thing, because I see them giving a lot of people strikes for hate speech for reacting to that video. Only reacting to it, you ain't even gotta say much. But I think they going for the people that's in agreement with Kanye and what he was saying. They flagging videos for hate speech, giving people suspensions from uploading. So I just went ahead and took that video down. So that's a disclaimer on what's been going on with me as far as not uploading. Back now, I'm off of suspension, so we about to just get right back into this. Jordan Peterson's realization about the Bible, the Joe Rogan podcast. Let's get into it. Let's see what he's talking about. Oh damn! Hold on. Where the audio at on this? Where my audio at on this? Here they go. Here they go, doing what they do best. Forgive me, y'all. They playing with the audio. Ain't nothing new, though. This is what they do. Let me try this. Maybe it'll sound better anyway. They playing games, bro. Why are they playing with the audio like these? Alright, there we go. This might be a little loud.
The Joe Rogan experience.
If this dissolve, especially fundamental ones, the culture is dissolving, because the culture is a structure of category. Mm-hmm. That's what it is. Right. So, in fact, culture is a structure of category that we all share. So we see things the same way. Well, that's why we can talk. I mean, not exactly the same way, because then we'd have nothing to talk about. But roughly speaking, we have a bedrock of agreement. That's the Bible, by the way. So I just
off rip. That's the problem with the world. I'd say that's the main problem with the world in itself. We don't have that bedrock of agreement. A lot of people have left the Bible behind. A lot of people go off word of mouth, and they haven't picked up the book and read it. They haven't picked up this book and read it for themselves. They haven't gained all this wisdom. They haven't explored the truth, essentially. So with all of these people out here who haven't explored the truth or even gave the truth of the world a chance, they going off word of mouth and believe, And I blame the Christian church. I blame a lot of different things because essentially the Christian church is what did me in my personal experience. I went to church and we would go to church and do the songs and the dances and all of that, and it'd be like it'd just seem real goofy. The things of the spirit are weird or peculiar. I don't know if I don't want to false quote, but I'm a paraphrase. The things of the spirit is weird to those people outside of that realm of understanding. So the things of the spirit was weird to me back then. Like I wasn't cracking open the Bible and reading it for myself. I was just going off of what other people were saying. They saying there's contradictions. I go to church and I don't feel nothing. I'm not gaining any edification, no real spiritual voltage or anything. So therefore I left the Bible behind and believe, I just decided, I don't believe in that. So, and that led to me going down a path of confusion where I was opening my spirit up to a lot of different things, a lot of things that I probably shouldn't have, not even probably, things that I definitely shouldn't have been getting into. A lot of new age spirituality, a lot of red pill, a lot of different things is like, it corrupts the spirit, it poisons the mind. Your mind has its own immune system. I heard Candace Owens say that. You have your mental immune system, and the things that you put into it is gonna determine how you end up moving in this life. You sit up there and watch porn and do all of this other stuff day in and day out. Your mind is gonna be corrupted because you're putting bad things in it. The same way your body can be corrupted by putting bad foods in it. It's a mental immune system. Yeah, a lot of misalignment happens in society, especially with this new age spirituality. Man, tarot cards, all of this other type of stuff is meant to lead you astray. But the thing is, when people sit up there and get rid of they guideline, this right here, you will see in here, it tells you not to dabble with tarot cards. It tells you not to dabble with the crystals and the witchcraft. It tells you the consequences. It tells you why you shouldn't do it and all of that stuff. So when these people throw this away and throw the truth out of the equation, and you get the dabbling with the witch cards and the tarot cards, the witchcraft and all of that other type of stuff, you only got yourself to blame when you in your house screaming and crying and fighting demons, and you wondering why all of these people are like, all these people that's around you are so negative and all of these things. You attract what you put out in the air. So when you got all of these bad things around you, you only have yourself to blame because you ignored I'm gonna just keep picking it up. You ignored the one truth right here. If you just followed your guidebook, your guidelines, you would know, okay, maybe you would know, okay, I don't need to be into no witchcraft. You would know, okay, I don't need to be entertaining all of these different men and doing all of these other different things that doesn't serve me. So that's the biggest problem. No, witch cards is low key correct. But however, like I said, you would know. So it's like, that's the biggest problem with the world. Nobody has their foundation aligned. Nobody have their foundation. They don't know what they supposed to be. They not getting in the book of Proverbs to get that wisdom. They not getting in Ecclesiastics or Revelations to even learn what's gonna happen in the end of all of this. Like, all of this stuff is planned out. Like, if you would have so much, you would be so ahead of the curve. Us as a civilization, people would be so ahead if we just went to this. And it's like, the reason that our people is failing is because they're not going to this. And that's how it was back then too, in Sodom and Gomorrah. The people wanted a God that they can see. They saying, you got the Adam 22s and all of these other people talking about, oh, well, there's no visible proof of a God existing, so I'm just not going to believe. But it's nothing new under the sun. The Bible tells us that. So they tell us that in Ecclesiastes, there's nothing new under the sun. If there's nothing new under the sun, all of this stuff, people thinking they coming up with these extravagant new revelations and these extravagant new thoughts, like, oh man, there's no physical proof of there being a God existing and all of this type. Man, if you go to your guidebook, you go to your guidelines, it sounds like I'm saying guidebook, it really is, but I'm saying guidebook. But if you go to your guidelines, then you would know that back then there were people just like you. You're in the middle of a prophecy. and you don't even realize it. There were people just like you saying, oh, there's no physical proof, or I don't see this and I don't see that, so there can't. You think you coming up with some extravagant new thought. But like I just said in Ecclesiastics, it tells us there's nothing new under the sun. All of these thoughts you having, you're going to read the Bible and see that there was people just like you saying the exact same thing. And that's why this earth was punished. Because there were people like you that wanted a God that they can see. You didn't want to have faith. You wanted to see something. You wanted to have physical proof. You wanted God to come to you and talk to you like you as a human. You believe you as a human, you're worthy enough to even see God. You think God should present himself to you, the creator of all things. All of that power. Me putting this up and dropping this down is because of God. All of these things that God control at once. You believe as a human, you're worthy enough to be in the presence of that. Think about that. But let me keep going into this because I'm about to go into a deep tangent.
Through the Museum of the Bible in Washington. That was very cool. It's a very cool museum.
So the structure, that's with the Bible.
Yeah, it's what I figured out. I just figured this out this week. So it was a cool thing to walk
Okay,
through
for sure.
because
I consider that for
It's
sure.
chronological. They have one floor, which is the history of the Bible. But it's not exactly that. It's really what it is the history of the book. Now, in many ways, the first book was the Bible. I mean, literally. Because at one point, there was only one book. Like, as far as our Western culture is concerned, there was one book. And for a while, literally, there was only one book. And that book was the Bible. And then before it was the Bible, it was, it was scrolls and it was writings on papyrus. But we were starting to aggregate written text together. And it went through all sorts of technological transformations, and then it became books that everybody could buy, the book everybody could buy, and the first one of those was the Bible. And then it became all sorts of books that everybody could buy.
Notice how you said the book, because it is the book.
But all those books, in some sense, emerged out of that underlying book. And that book itself, the Bible isn't a book, it's a library. It's a collection of books.
It's not a book, it's a library. That's another thing. That's a good way to put it. Because a lot of people want to undermine this and be like, it's just a book type shit. It's just a bunch of stories. No, this is information. That's what this is not even just a book. This is information. This is the word of your creator. So, and everybody want to know. The crazy part is we live in a world where everybody wants to know the mysteries of life. Like, they want to know why they're here, how they got here, why black people specifically are under scrutiny, all of these other different things. You people, bro, we don't know our history. Us as a people, this book, this library, I'm going to start calling it that. This library right here tells us exactly why we're in the situation we're in. This library tells us that we will be destroyed due to a lack of knowledge. The library is right there. When it comes to knowledge and when it comes to gaining knowledge back in the day, where was the number one place your parents told you to go? The library. They'll say, okay, you need to go to the library because the library is nothing but different kinds of books. It's information. This is a library right here. This is nothing but information. Our people will be destroyed due to a lack of knowledge. That's one of the most. That's the scripture of the day when it comes to this video right here. Our people are destroyed due to a lack of knowledge. A lack of knowledge is what it comes down to. But all of the knowledge is right here. All of the knowledge is right here in all of these books of the Bible. But everybody believes that. Okay, no. Back to my initial thought. We live in a world where people want to sit up there and learn everything. They want to do LSD. They want to do the psychedelics, the shrooms, and all of that stuff because they want to get information. All this thing, the world really revolves around people that's just trying to seek information. When you sit up there, for example, if you don't get what I'm saying, for example, we got a girl who has very strong daddy issues, like let's say she didn't have a dad or whatever, the path that she goes down is nothing but a path, like the dark path that, typically, is the dark path that typically comes upon these women that have no father is all it is her seeking information. All it is her trying to find something that's lacking. When she sit up there and go from man to man to man to man, she's seeking information. She's trying to find information. Everything we do is really in a conquest of seeking information. Even the dumb things we do. You know, when people say fuck around and find out, the more fucking around you do, the more finding out you're gonna do. But it's all in a quest to find information. Everything we do is to find information, because us as humans, we need to latch on to something. So it's crazy that all of the information that we need is right here, but people want to go to trust. People have put too much faith in their own understanding, in which this library right here tells us not to do. It tells us not to have too much faith in our own understanding, not to have too much stock in what you understand. You have to be childlike when it comes to this truth. When you come into this truth, you have to be childlike. We're told by that in this we're told that in this library to be childlike. So which means when you're a child, what do? You constantly, you are absorbing. You're a sponge. You want to collect new information. Your goal is to collect new information. As much as I'm in this truth, I'm still childlike. I'm still willing to learn. I'm still ready to learn. That's the problem with our people today. Our people don't want to our people seek information, but they don't want to learn. They're stubborn. They long-necked. They don't want to learn nothing new. They believe that what they believe is the only truth there is. And that's how in this world, the Most High is going to keep punishing these people. Like, you're going to keep falling on your face. You're going to keep being misled. You're going to keep doing the wrong things over and over because you refuse to go to the only library you really need. The main library. I ain't gonna say the main library you need. The main outlet for information that you need. But you seeking information in all of these various ways, and it's never gonna serve you. It's all meant to mislead you. But let me keep going in this, what he's saying.
And so, what I figured out was, because I was talking to my brother-in-law, Jim Keller, who's the world's greatest chip designer and has now designed a chip that's as powerful as the human brain, which is optimized for artificial intelligence learning, by the way. And so
notice what he's saying. He's in close confines with people that are developing chips that are as powerful as the human brain. Now, people will undermine something like that, but not necessarily undermine, but you will overlook something like that. Think about all of the emotions that your human brain go through, all of the things, all of the sensory elements when it comes to taste, touch, smell. You smell different things, you can touch different things, you can taste different things, you can see different things. Your brain reacts to everything that's around you. Now, to have a chip that's powerful or more powerful than the human brain is insane. So imagine that. I just want everybody to realize, the type of people that he's around. He's around people that have chips that are as powerful as the human brain, and which is, the stepping stone that brings forth AI, which is, if you don't know, that's artificial intelligence, robots, and all of that type of stuff. If he can confidently say he's around people, or he knows people that develop chips that's as powerful as the human brain, then that just goes to show, the times that we living in. Because the person, you could be walking down the street and somebody walk right next to you and you thinking they human, and they probably not. They probably not even human, but they got a chip. That's a whole nother tangent I'm not even gonna get into. That point you made, it needed something to latch on to. Jordan B made a video on that in relation to atheism and how ludicrous that is, even in concept. Atheism is the craziest thing I could ever cause atheism is such, despite how hot it may seem, it's still so it's beyond lukewarm. Cause if you ask atheists simple questions like, okay, how did we get here? Then it's like, you'll just get in this rabbit hole. They'll be like, well, you'll be like, who made, how did we get here then? They'll be like, okay, they say the Big Bang. They'll be like, okay, who made the Big Bang? Who made that? Who made that? And then it'll be like, who made God? And then it'll be like, it's just very strange. And the thing is, with a lot of atheists, it's like, it's very lukewarm. Because like in the case of Adam 22, you claim to be atheist, but you can acknowledge, but you like demonic imagery. You have devils and all of this other type of stuff tattooed on your body. So it's like, it's a contradiction. You can acknowledge the existence of the devil, but you can't acknowledge the existence of a God, the complete opposite of the devil. You can't acknowledge that, but you can acknowledge a being that's below God. Like, it's insane to me. The devil has to go to God before he even does anything in this world. Before we battle our demons, the devil has to go to God and get permission to even do that. The devil has to go to God to even get permission to do those things. Nothing happens without God's say. So you believe in a being that's below the devil, but you don't believe in the power thereof that created him. It's insane to me. So it's like, that's why in the Sneeko interview, I took that video down, but then when Sneeko was questioning his belief, or like questioning how can you be an atheist because you don't believe, because there's nothing you can physically see when it comes to the proof that there is a God, but he said when you look into your daughter's eyes and you feel that love and all of that, you don't think that's proof? When you can't physically see what that is, that connection that you have with her, but you know it's there for some reason, but you can't explain that. And it was just crazy. Atheism is just a crazy rabbit hole that makes no sense. None of this shit came from nothing, bro. No matter how you slice it, there has to be a divine creator that made all of this stuff the way it is. None of this is all by coincidence. I don't care what nobody. None of this is all by coincidence. But let's keep going.
To him about that, he said, "You heard of the internet?" I said, "Yeah, Jim, I've heard of it." He said,
Let me go back a little bit because I am a little
"Optimized
lost.
for artificial intelligence learning,
Okay.
by the way." And so I talked to him about that. He said, "You heard of the internet?" I said, "Yeah, Jim, I've heard of it." He said, "This is way more revolutionary than that." So in any case, we were talking about meaning in text.
He said this is way more revolutionary than the internet itself. Think about how much we use the internet and everything the internet is capable of. The person he's talking to believes that this chip that can contain just as much information as the human brain is more revolutionary than the internet itself. Just keep those things in mind, because I'm gonna point those things out, because we as a people have to understand the kind of world that we're slowly moving into. We're slowly moving into a world where, nigga, you're going to be seeing robots. Like, robots are going to be a thing. Androids, you're gonna be thinking people are human, but they're not gonna be human, bro. But let's keep going.
Talking about translation and the problem of understanding text, and Jim said, the meaning of words is coded in the relationship of the words to one another. And the postmodernists make that case, that all meaning is derived from the relationship between words. That's wrong, because, well, what about rage? That's not words. And what about moving your hand? That's not words. So it's wrong, but part of it's right, because the meaning we derive from the verbal domain is encoded in the relationship between words. So now then you think, well, let's think about the relationship between words. Well, some words are dependent on other words. Some ideas are dependent on other ideas. The more ideas are dependent on a given idea, the more fundamental that idea is. That's a definition of fundamental. So now imagine you have an aggregation of texts in a civilization. You say, which are the fundamental texts? And the answer is, the texts upon which most other texts depend. And so you'd put Shakespeare way in there in English, because so many texts are dependent on Shakespeare's literary revelations. And Milton would be in that category, and Dante would be in that category, at least in translation. Fundamental authors, part of the Western canon, not because of the arbitrary dictates of power, but because those texts influenced more other texts. And then you think about that as a hierarchy, okay, with the Bible at its base, which is certainly the case. Now imagine that's the entire corpus of linguistic production, all things considered. Now how do you understand that? Like, literally, how do you understand that? The answer is you sample it by reading and listening to stories and listening to people talk. You sample that whole domain. You build a low resolution representation of that inside you. And then you listen and see through that. And so it isn't that the Bible is true. It's that the Bible is the precondition for the manifestation of truth, which makes it way more true than just true. It's a whole different kind of truth. And I think this is not only literally the case.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm about to go back because he lost me a little bit, but I feel like spiritually I can feel what he's saying, but like in my head I'm kind of like mentally, because guys like these, I appreciate guys like these, and I can acknowledge the wisdom I can tell that they have. This is kind of like my goal. Like, this is like a personal thing about me. I personally really want to be like in my mid-30s. Like, I really be wanting to be in my mid-30s because I can only imagine, the amount of information that I could accumulate in all of that amount of time and be like, bro, the thought of being filled with so much wisdom really excites me. Like, as being a person that's really hungry for knowledge, like us as people, bro, if you as a person and you go through life and you're not hungry for more knowledge, then it's time for you to go in and really be like, okay, something is not right. That's kind of like foundation level. You have to be, us as people moving in this world, we have to be hungry for more knowledge. And I just told you, it's kind of like we kind of do it unconsciously. We do it like seeking more information. When I just said that, when I gave the analogy about the girl, but that's unconsciously. You have to consciously be constantly seeking more information and more knowledge, which is why I really look up to guys like this. I look up to a new breed, like that prime age of like the 30s, the mid 30s, when you accumulate so much knowledge and you can just got a lot of information to just give the world. Like, I really envy that. Like, being only 21, it's like, damn, I'm only 21, bro. It's so much information out here. Like, it's so much life experience I haven't had. It's kind of like a craving for just more information. Like, I really, somebody like this, he could easily talk over a lot of people's head. He's easily talking over my head. Admittedly, he's easily talking over my head because he's older. He's probably, I don't know how old he is exactly, but he's clearly an older guy. So it's like all of that knowledge that he just got inside his brain that he can just release is just so crazy to me. But I'm gonna press play.
Now imagine that's the entire corpus of linguistic production, all things considered.
No,
now, how do you understand that?
What he's saying about the Bible is not itself isn't truth, but rather it's the foundation of truth to be revealed to you through revelation. Okay, yeah, I got that part where it's like the Bible. Yes, the Bible is essentially is not truth, but it's the foundation of what truth is. And that is crazy because that's definitely the case. Like, I can look at you and say, this is the truth all day. But it's different because it's not that this is just truth. This is like he said, this is the foundation of what the meaning of true is. This is the word of our Creator. This is the complete word of our creation. So it's like the definition of truth is small compared, because that's what we can understand. We can understand the definition of truth as, it just being real. But truth itself is this. So the foundation of truth is this. This was true before there was a word truth. Because this is what it is. That's why the Most High, his name in a lot of translations, his name is just I am. Like, and that's so powerful because it's like, that's the great I am. Like, I am. Before you was, I was. Like, before all these things that you perceive as real or whatever, I was. So it's just crazy. It's just a crazy concept. And you got an Adam 22 that's an atheist, and he was saying he made a solid point where he was like, okay, if I was to believe that there was something truly this powerful in the world, or there was something like this great, or this, you know, great above me, like, why would I not spend all of this time, you know, trying to understand that, or trying to understand my purpose, or why I'm here, and why all of these other things. And it's like, that's the truth. That's really what it is. Because he's looking at the world today. He sees, if he's like, okay, why would I believe, in his head, he's like, why would I believe that there is a God or a creator when there's all these people doing all of these different things, and they're not trying to give any time to this. They're not trying to learn this or study this or learn who they are or learn the power in this. So as a result, it breeds atheism. It breeds people that's like, if this something that's truly that powerful, there's no way there's all these people that's doing this bullshit. But if you was into this library, it would tell you the reason that is the case. It would tell you that 2/3 of our people is going to be wiped out completely. It'll tell you that broad leading to damnation. It'll tell you that the minute group of people that is into this library of truth are the only ones that can be saved. But it's a smaller group of that, because there's people that's in this truth that still don't follow it. There's people in this truth that are still lukewarm. People that are in this truth that still like to cope with their own vices, like to do whatever it is that they do to get information. Like I said before, you seeking all of this other type of information, but there's only one information library that's a necessity, that's so important to you that it'll be to your detriment to not get into it. So that shit just crazy, but let's keep going.
Like, literally, how do you understand that? The answer is, you sample it by reading and listening to stories and listening to people talk. You sample that whole domain. You build a low resolution representation of that inside you. And then you listen and see through that. And so it isn't that the Bible is true. It's that the Bible is the precondition for the manifestation of truth, which makes it way more true than just true. It's a whole different kind of truth. And I think this is not only literally the case, but factually, I think it can't be any other way. It's the only way we can solve the problem of perception.
It's the only way that we can solve the problem. It's the only way we can solve the problem of perception, because everybody wants to put so much faith in their own understanding. But I promise you, whoever watching this, whoever get to see this, I promise you, once you get into this, everything else is gonna manifest the way it's supposed to. Once you get into the book of Proverbs, once you get into Ecclesiastics, all of it, once you see the word, once you get into Isaiah, you learn about the prophets, especially us as melanated people, the black people, bro, us melanated people, bro. Once we learn once we get into Deuteronomy, we learn about our curses. We learn about the gifts that we will receive just from understanding, just from getting into the word of God. It'll all be, it's crazy, because it's just crazy, because the answer is right there. It's so simple. But you know, our people are long necked. They believe that they understanding is the only understanding. And this is why, me personally, I don't really, when it comes to advice, when it comes to anything, I'm going to the source. Like, I'm always gonna go to the source. I'm always gonna do what my spirit is telling me to do. So, like, even when it comes to my parents or anything, or family, whatever, when it comes to anything they gotta tell me about anything, I don't listen to it, because I know what the Most High is telling me. I know what the Most High is doing for me. I know what He's trying to do with me. So I'm gonna keep following that. I'm not about to listen to my peoples or family or no other humans when it come to anything. And that's not to say that they don't got, the same enlightenment that I do or whatever, but I am saying that I genuinely believe that when it comes to this truth and it come to family, when it comes to the chosen people, bro, the actual chosen ones, bro, nobody holds a candle to you when it comes to enlightenment. It don't matter about age. It don't matter about none of that type of stuff. And I know I did just, I said that from a personal experience when it comes to me. Like, that's why I said me personally. Like, a lot of people, they don't want to be old. They don't want to be in their mid-30s. They don't want to be, Jordan Peterson's age. But me, however, I know my potential and I know my worth and I know what I'll be capable of when I reach those ages. I know when I hit my 30s, I'm going to break through a whole different level of knowledge. I know what I'm capable of. So that's personal. That's me wanting to be an older age because I know on the path that I'm going down, I know what's meant for me. I know what my brain is going to, like, the type of time in my brain is going to be on when I hit my 30s or whatever. So that's just me personally. So when it comes to me saying, the age shit don't matter, that's a grander scheme. That's a broader perspective where I'm just talking about, the everyday person. They looking at, like, the everyday person and like, man, I'm twice your age, I'm 3 times your age, I'm 4 times your age. What do you know? I know what the foundation of truth is. And I know that you're not in this truth. You're not in this library. You're not in this information. You're not getting this information required. So you could be however old you want to be. But I know that I know how I'm thinking and I know who's guiding me. Who's guiding you? That's what you got to think about even when it comes to those who in truth. And, I'm just ranting right now. But, like, those in truth, those who see this is the content that YouTube don't want out there. This is the content that's unpopular. This is why, a channel like mine's that's been, putting in the work, doing this, like, really putting in the work, really laying down the foundation, really giving y'all what y'all need, only got a couple handful of subs and all of that type of stuff. And it ain't really about the subs, it's just about as many people as I can reach. But I was looking at some channels the other day and I seen this one chick channel. She had 2 videos up. One video was pulling up on my best friend with no panties on, seeing how he react. 100 some thousand views. Second video, flashing my best friend, seeing how he react. Another couple of thousand, like 50,000 views. Channel, 12,000 subs off 2 videos. And when shit like that, I just be like, man, this is what YouTube promote. This is what YouTube like. They like the destruction of us. They want to see. They want us to click. They promote the clickbait. They want you to click in and try to see, oh, is she gonna show him or how is he gonna react? Da 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 da. They want. Those are the channels they promote because they know once you see that, now you horny. Now that you horny, what you gonna do? You gonna go to the hub. It's all one big circle jerk. Like, all of these companies work for each other. All of these companies work under one person, and it's Satan, bro. At the end of the day, all these people work under Satan. YouTube love to promote the horny shit. They love to promote the stuff that's gonna make you want to go to boot up the hub afterwards. The stuff that's gonna make you boot up X videos and all of that. They don't like content like this. That's why they banning somebody like New Breed. Or that's why they banning a Born Row. This is what they do. But that's the video for today. I'm about to find something else to react to or whatever, and I'm gonna just go in again because I'm gonna just do a damn streamathon. Fuck it, because I'm chilling, I'm feeling good. I got my channel back, I can upload, so I'm about to just keep pumping out videos. I'll be back in a minute. Love y'all, take care, stay safe. I'm on y'all, boys. Thank you to everybody that was in the stream. What's the deal, Blackjack? I'm about to go live again, bro. Don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it, bro. I'm about to go live again. So keep